If you're watching this in replay, you can probably fast wind by about a minute. Just saying. Sure hope I'm entertaining. Hope I'm entertaining. Hi. Wow, here we are. Little under 6 months ago, back in March, I decided that I would lose my tiny mind and just play some songs and yammer at people on Facebook Live because we were all confined to quarters and stuck in our respective domiciles, rooms, houses, apartments, what have you. And I keep doing it. And I keep doing it, and it just keeps going. And that was 99 shows ago. This is show 100. I don't know about you, but I'm kind of astonished and bewildered and a little terrified. Because, well, y'all keep watching it. I mean, I see a little counter. It says how many people are watching the stream. And then I go, oh, that's cool. Wow, you're validating me. You're really validating me. I've had people thank me, which is always confusing because, you know, it's not like I'm not going to do something. But here we are. 100 shows. Señor El Cien. El Cien. El Cien. Fernando. We'll get to Fernando. I'm going to play that shot. I'm going to play that song. I am. I promise you. Thank you for Tina for reminding me that there are actual people out there. Honestly. I see numbers pop up in various screens that tell me that someone's watching, but it's always up in the air. So it starts off always as Vox Clamatia in Deserto, or a voice crying out in the wilderness, as opposed to Vox Clamatis in Desert Cart, which is a man screaming into a sheet cake. I went to college, studied a lot of things. Don't remember any of them, but I studied them. So I think we should probably get the show actually started. And by going to what really makes the Troubadork non-commute show what it is today. And that is silly hats. Definitely silly hats. The sillier the hat, the better. My hat is so silly it actively blocks out the lamp behind me. That's a silly hat. Big hat. This hat was the first thing I ever got. Strike that. The second or third thing I ever got at a Renaissance festival. This is a Lady Draw original. And it's older than some of the people that watch this show. True fact. So, let's do the thing. I got a lot of songs today. Just hanging out with your goofy friend Tobias. With what I like to think of as the opener. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's 4 foot taller, and he's got browner sandy hair. And he has a hat and tankard, and he wears these great big boots. And he wanders around in a loincloth or one lamb doublet suits. very distinctive. Stands out in a crowd. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's a unique individual, no one else can compare. For he always sings or juggles as he goes about the town. And he always has a great big sword that ought to narrow it down. We've all had this conversation at least 6 times, assuming we all do Faire. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? If you saw him coming down the lane, you'd have to stop and stare. Don't recall if it's pickles, pretzels, or if it's popcorn that he sells. But you hear him coming from a mile away on account that he wears bells. Jingle, 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 jingle. Where's that coming from? Jingle, jingle, jingle. Do you know my friend from Faire? Do you know my friend from Faire? He's the coolest dude in all the world, I truly do declare. If you saw my bud in person, then you'd know of whom I speak. For he dresses like a pirate, now isn't that unique? Pirate! With pointy ears. Elf pirate. And gossamer wings. Fairy elf pirate. And a kilt. Scottish fairy elf pirate. And horns. Demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And fangs. Vampire demon Scottish fairy elf pirate. And a foxtail. Nobody knows why. Do you know my friend from Faire? I think I saw him over there. His name is Wolf or Hawk or Raven, or I think it might be Bear. Well, we've never met outside of Faire, but I'm sure he'll be along. Hey, wait a minute. I'm talking about you. I guess I'll end this song. There we go, and we're off and running on yet another one. Hey, I'm on TV. I'm on TV. Hey, Margaret, I'm on TV. Turn on the VCR. Remember when you had to actually set a VCR? Remember when you actually had to physically be in the room to turn on the VCR? And if you missed your show, you were host. That was it. You'd be recording it for someone else because you would be there watching it. So why would you care? I am that old. I am twice that old. The next song, in the keeping the silly hat on tradition, will actually also require changing equipment. Yes, look at that. Ooh, production value, yes. This is a baritone ukulele, which I got at a pawn shop. And I had to wait for the price to go down before I got this. Remember, if you missed a show, you never got to see it. That is true, Izzy. And once upon a time, if you called your friend and they weren't home and they didn't pick up and you didn't get an answer machine or anything, you just had to assume they were dead. It's true. That's right. Let's do this. The next song is, of course, the most grandiose song that I have, and my notes actually say, played with undeserved grandiosity. The Dread Peasant, Festus. I should also note before I begin to play this, this song has actually caused this instrument to drop out of tune spontaneously in the middle of the bloody song. If that happens, I will stop and retune. I have a tuner here. Well, let's clamp that on as a prophylactic measure. Always practice safe music, kids. He came from a tiny village just outside of Aberdeen, and his face, it was not noble, and his clothes, they were not clean. But there's often been a hero was neither brave nor smart. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. There are some men bound for glory, bound for riches or for fame, and among that noble roll call, you will not find Festus's name. For his voice it was not noble, nor his bearing very fine, and he towered over no one at the height of 4'9". There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. But from lowly circumstances, some men rise among the rest. Not that Festus ever tried hard, well, that there is just my own guess. But in noble battles some men can achieve beyond compare. And on the battlefield of Hastings, our man Festus was not there. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man. Thoughtful part. There are legendary figures doomed to fade away obscure, and our peasant Festus suits that. At least we think we're pretty sure. There is not much known of Festus. Peasantry builds little pride. Matter of fact, all that we're sure of, well, we're all pretty sure he died. There are heroes, myths, and legends that are known throughout the land, but the dreaded peasant Festus was not that man, and that's that one. Yes. Actually, Tina, yes, as a matter of fact, the word peasant is misspelled, and that is the deliberate technical frou-for-all that occurs in every Troubadork show. It's like the flaw in the sand painting. So that way, the perfection of the object does not somehow offend the gods. That is my story, and to it I shall stick. Also, I misspelled peasant. What do you want from me? I mean, honestly. Oh my gosh, I love seeing people here comment. Thank you guys for showing up and talking, because a lot of this is, it's a show, but it's also kind of this open rehearsal with heckling, commentary, interaction. I mean, it's what I do, is I interact, and as not so much an extrovert, but as an introvert who needs an awful lot of validation. You folks watching and talking about things over here helps the show. It really does help the energy. Well, Festus is a peasant. What do you want? We're not even sure. You can ask Festus, are you literate? Said, yeah. Are you illiterate? Nay. My mother and father knew each other. All right. Enough of that. Next song. This is one that I actually, I'm glad Izzy is here for, because I just recently inflicted this song upon her. Thank you, Lolly Roberts. Yes, this is a lady draw hat. Once upon a time, long time ago, way back in the midst of time, before many of you were born, Lady Draw was a vendor at the Texas Renaissance Festival and a few others. And she raised guinea hens, and she discovered that guinea hens shed feathers a lot. And she made hats and decorated the hats with the guinea feathers. This is actually a fairly subdued hat for her. You may have seen some that have this amazing corona of brightly colored, garish dyed feathers. This hat's pretty laid back by those standards. She is retired, but the hats are forever. Getting back to what I was talking about. Yes, Izzy Love. Izzy inspired me to do this, to send this song to her, because Izzy, I'm going to talk good on you, Izzy. Cope. Izzy is a very talented artist, and she does stuff for Reaper Miniatures, and she said that the recent virtual ReaperCon had her in kind of a piratey mood, and so I did this song, and I'm going to do this song live now, and I'm not going to dedicate it to Izzy, but I'm going to kind of give there. Yeah. See? Yeah. This hat was actually the second thing I ever got at Faire. Legend has it flew out of the booth, landed on my head, and my wife said, yeah, you're going to have to buy that. We weren't even married at the time, so I think she was hoping that I'd, buy it, and then, something would happen. She'd find another guy or something, but yet me and her and the hat are still in the same building. It's a true story. This is a steampunk airship. Oh, steampunk, I should change hats. This show is about silly hats. I brought many of them with me today. We'll probably see that other one again. But this is a traditional steampunk... Wait. This is a traditional steampunk... Now I can't see a damn thing. Steampunk... airship... sock-stealing pirate shanty. In the traditional mode. R. A minor is a very R chord. I have to be careful, though. When I start getting into R mode, I hunker down a lot. R. I did initially play it in A. That's kind of like... E. R. E. R. E. R. That's not the song. The actual song. Focus. Come, listen to me, tell me hearties, heed well to me call. We'll launch our ships, and stealthily we'll glide over the wall. We'll land as soft as feathers, and we'll deftly pick their locks. We'll pounce upon our prey, me boys, and then we'll steal their socks. Sock pirates in dirigibles, the sky be where we roam. Just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. Sock pirates of the clouds, me boys, the air be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. The City Watch, they know our ship. Each one does know our name. They stalk down its poor sailors, and upon us heap their shame. We'll ransack every port and town for hosiery we adore. 'Tis not so much a fetish, more a way of keeping score. So pirates in dirigibles, the sky be where we roam. Just looking for a decent pair without a holy toe. Sock pirates in the clouds, me boys, the air be where we roam. We'd all turn on as sailors if we just could make our own. We'd almost had our fill, me lads, but we made one stop more. Accosted a fair maiden coming out of the yarn store. This plucky lass, she was quite brave. She did not flinch a bit. She glared us down defiantly and taught us how to knit. That's not actually all that hard. You just got to keep track of a lot of things. So pirates of the clouds no more, no longer do we roam. We've all turned on to sailors who know how to turn a toe. So pirates in the sky no more, we've settled down at home. We've all turned on to sailors now that we can make our own. Yeah. The absurdity of my circumstance is not lost upon me. Honestly. And yes, this is true. This is true. This is true. Linda has, well, you know, she gets to play German, and it's fabulous hats. This is not even, this thing over here is not even like, you know, 3/4 of a Lands Connect. I'll be honest with you about that. We'll be talking about Lands Connects later in the show. Now, next song. Whew. The glasses sell it, but you can't see a darn thing while you're wearing them. So you look cool and you're not distracted. That's a useful thing. And welcome to my world. I am quite literally telling you everything that comes into my head. Why? Because maintaining a continual stream of babbling is part of the Tobias Troubadork experience. That and seltzer. You can tell you're becoming an older person when you come to appreciate a good seltzer. H-E-B sparkling water lime, by the way. Good stuff. Got a little bite to it. Now, the next song is one that I wrote specifically after I did my last paying gig. And by paying gig, I mean I got a little something and got to sell merch, which was at Texas Furry Fiesta in Dallas, Texas, at the Reunion Tower. So I had now played the Reunion Tower not once, but twice, 2 years in a row. And I did the Magic Show once, and I did Troubadork twice. And it's like, wow, I need to do more songs that are applicable for anthropomorphic fans, but also have a broader Brian Seltzer. Why no one is selling a Brian Seltzer is beyond me. Honestly. Yes, humorous take to the word balloons. We're doing well here. And so this song is actually one that I wrote specifically because, because I wanted to, really. Let me see. I thought I had the notes up. I didn't. I'm going to bring the notes up just because while it is my song and I enjoy it a lot, I know that there are moments when I can get horribly lost in this song. And I want to make sure that it all works right. Because it's this one. It's a little jazzy because I make extensive use of the E7 and C7 chords in it. Ooh, jazz. That's where you play 400 chords for 4 people. Rock and roll is we play 4 chords for 400 people. It finally happened to me. I found someone I didn't think it could come true. But I found me a life companion, so the same thing could happen to you. I mean, our life together is wonderful. Think we're gonna get serious soon. We really got a good thing going, but it gets real freaky when we had a full moon. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. I'm awake in a beautiful daydream, yo. They really have improved my days. I'm really started to found me here. Guess we'll have to see how all this plays. They do all kind of cute things that I adore. This relationship is gonna go far. I mean, I get all squishy when they stick their head out of the window when we're driving my car. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. ain't saying that things are perfect here. No, the challenges will always be there. But we work our way through our problems now, and it usually kind of all turns out fair. You know, I don't like fighting my partner now, so I learned me this one little trick. If things get angry and we get into a fight, all I gotta do to win is throw a stick. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. Howl with me. Woo. So now you know the whole crazy over here. How my life is just flip right up down. I might not sound like my mind's too clear. Gotta know that I ain't wearing a frown. I mean, I'll literally hit me the jackpot, y'all. That's the reason why I'm singing this song. And although we know it could take a lot of work, there ain't a single little thing that's gone right. Hairball. I'm dating a werewolf. Oh, yes, it's true. I'm dating a werewolf. I feel a woo. Woo. That's right, McSweeney. One of the perils of dating a lycanthrope. Lozenges. A lot of lozenges. Now, under normal circumstances, that would be the end of the show. It's not the end of the show. No. This is show 100. We are going big, and we're at home already, so we don't even have to go home. Isn't that cool? Pretty awesome. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate that a lot. I really enjoy that song, and this is the thing with I'm Dating a Werewolf, Friend from Faire, Dread Peasant Festus. There's still more. I have to teach myself all of these strumming and picking patterns. I didn't know any of them when I started doing this mess. I was basically a bash and pray guy. C chord and a G chord and an F chord. As I used to say, I love all of Tom Pethial's songs and both of his melodies. And then I had to learn how to do things. Pick and strum and that has all happened within the space of, let's call it, the last 8 months. Well, thank you, Miranda. Thanks for hanging out with me. I mean, you know, I know I am separated by a stupidly large number of miles from almost everyone who watches this. Because some of y'all know me from way back in California. Some of you know me from Scarborough. Some of you know me from Sherwood or TRF or, you know, the shows I did in Oregon, or just know me because I'm some dork on the internet. Without y'all hanging out with me, what I do here makes even less sense. But I've had to teach myself all of these strumming patterns and picking patterns. It's been kind of interesting to get through it. The next one I want to do is Song 5. And this is like the first one I wrote. Pretty sure this is the first dumb song I ever wrote, and I wrote it inspired by a conversation on I think it was an IRC channel. It might have been a Discord. I'm not sure. Or it might have been a Muck. Some of you might actually know me from my Muck days. And this one was... My friend Claire said that she was really startled at the fact that I started this up and I went from concept to completion. Gilda. Oh, story I could tell you about Gilda. I'm still looking for the video on that. I don't know. It may be lost to the mists of time now. I thought I had posted it somewhere on the interwebs. I'll keep hunting. See, some of us have the advantage of having done all the really stupid stuff in our lives before YouTube. So figure that one out. This one is about Buckminster Fuller and one of the things he came up with that I'm very, very fond of. Geodesic A moat's filled with crocodiles, but don't worry, they're inflatable. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. Baby come by Joey Fatone, it's my geodesic dome. I doubt it, Joey never calls me. Geodesic dome, geodesic dome, geodesic dome, geodesic. Kinda hard to round my knees when you're all alone. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. Without the music, this would be a poem. It's my geodesic dome. Geodesic dome, it's my geodesic dome. I've run out of verses, so let's take it home with my geodesic dome. There's a certain bonkers 70s vibe to that. I will admit it. I grew up, well, I was born in the late 60s and grew up. The first 10 years of my life were from late 60s through to the late 70s. So all you 80s kids out there, once upon a time, musicians were really bonkers. I mean, like bonkers. And that's where that comes from. Now, I think it's appropriate that we do a quick costume change. Don't drop that on the floor, Tobias. That's right. I got a lot of these hats. I have a ridiculous number of silly hats. I really do. It's kind of astonishing and a little worrisome at times. I've often talked about my career being just a series of increasingly ridiculous hats. Yeah, I know the geodesic dome house that Tom Bedlam is talking about over there. It's actually very cool. There's also, is that the Flintstones house or is that another one? Because the Flintstones house is like, well, that's interesting. And they've been trying very hard. The HOA has been trying very hard to get them to tear that down forever. And it keeps going from owner to owner who really want to irritate the HOA. And I like that a lot. Next song. Ooh, yes. It is time, I think. Oh, it's German. Must go German now. Hold on. German hat. There we go. Close enough to a German hat. When you couple this with what I like to refer to as the doublet of doom, it's like I walked into a room full of Landsknechts and they exploded. Also, this is a very happy song. So happy. So cheerful. I have to adopt a completely unjustifiable Bavarian accent. It is a happy song about gambling, drunkenness, and defenestration. Join me, children. I was gambling in Helsinki, down upon mine luck. Oder lots of these big Flemish guys, I felt that I was stuck. I thought I was gonna sure surrounded by mine foes. Then I discussed with Hasselhoff, and he solved all mine woes. For he wrote in his treatise of self-defense, just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Well, I made my way out of there, and I fled down to the bar. I happily sipped lager, maybe 2 or 15 jars. Some massive Swedish mercenary spoke ill of my ma. I did not think I could escape this peril quite unscarred. But then I remembered Hasselhoff's massive treatise called The Art of Self-Defense, and, in fact, the Hasselhoff maneuver right over there. And I grabbed him by the crotch, and I threw him out the window. A lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grab them by the crotch, and then throw them out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. I had gathered quite a crowd by the great feat I did perform. I happily ordered another round, for I had grown quite warm. But when the time to pay came, pleas for credit were all scorned. And so I tried to stand mine ground, mine fate was quite forewarned. For I had discovered in this very, very pub, unbeknownst to me, they had hired an off-duty Oscar Hasselhoff, German master of defense, as their bouncer. I was amazed. I said, "Oh, Master Hasselhoff, Herr Hasselhoff, guten Tagen, Sie geht's?" Und he grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Well, that was darned effective, I thought, as I was passing through. He grabbed me by the crotch, and he threw me out the window. Yes, it seems the fenestration works on me as well as you. Grabs him by the crotch, everyone once, and throws him out the window. Happy, a lovely way to get above whatever makes you blue. Just grabs him by the crotch, and then throws him out the window. It's amazing what a little flick of wrist and arm can do. Grabs him by the crotch and throws him out the window. Available wherever violent books are sold. Oh. The Hasselhoff, we go through, I know, yeah, it is true, Linda. Then you go through life with a Wiener Schnitzel all bent out of shape, and that's not fun for anyone involved. I would recommend a great deal of ice and stretching. No, I'm not going to say stretching, but what are you people, sick? The hat, it's the hat. My wife likes to say that, Amy likes to say, this is not just a hat. This is a letter of marque. When I put this hat on, I will do and say things that I would not normally do and say. Even when I'm wearing the other silly hat that I wear as Tobias the Adequate. This one is just like, that's it. He can do what he wants. I do what I want. Next song. Next song is song number 7 in our hit parade. There we go. All right. Now this one does require... yeah, I'm going to go with this hat again. I'm going to go back to this one because... This hat has a little story behind it. And this little story is actually a shout out to my friend Lucky. I discovered this chord randomly because this is basically the F7 chord moved over one. I didn't know what it was. Now I know what it is. It's G minor. And it's like, this is a lovely chord. I must do something with it. And then my friend Lucky noted on the social media Book of Faces that they have a tendency, part of their little secret history, is that when they are working, they have a little, anytime a jumping spider comes into the booths, because Lucky is the commander of the kitchens at Sherwood, also known as the Goat Horn Girl, also known as, they are a lovely human being, but they named that spider Fernando. It's like, ooh. Fernando. So then I had to write a song. And this is the song that I wrote. Fernando, the Jumping Spider. Of course, I knew it had to be a Spanish-style song, so I had to learn flamenco chords. That was interesting. And one heart big as a tree. This tiny valiant jumping spider is a boon companion to me. Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly. To make you scared, to scream, shout, or to bellow. When he leaps up and he lands on his shirt, well, he just wants to say hello. Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly. He's just looking for an amigo. He's not trying to make you cry. But if he hops up to say hola, well, you might just scream really high. Fernando, Fernando, the jumping spider. He's friendly! A little carried away there. Fernando is Lucas's cousin from out of town. I really want, when I perform this live, I really want to get the crowd to shout he's friendly with me. Because, one, it's just fun, and two, it will cause everyone within an audible radius to turn and look and wonder what the heck just happened over there. Welcome to my world. I come up with far too many ways of attracting attention to myself. It is my job. It is my job. Welcome to my job. Get carried away. Yeah. I was a little more carried away than I wanted to be because I was trying for precision and I failed miserably. But that's okay because as the disclaimer says, I am not very good at this. So the next song is another song that I wrote. It was purpose-built, I think. Let me see. That's song number 8. Yes. Song number 8 is purpose-built because I knew that I had a gig at Texas Furry Fiesta, which is an anthropomorphic fandom convention, and I have Kit to thank for getting me on their radar. Because if Kit hadn't done that, I wouldn't be doing it, and this is the second year I've done it. This is the first year I did music, as opposed to just magic and the other random crap. But I'm really enjoying doing the music, and one of the things I've discovered, and it makes me very happy, is when you're performing a music act, if you're performing and you've only got a couple of people in the audience and you got people walking by and they smile and they nod as they go by, that's okay. It counts as rehearsal, it counts as performance. If you're doing an interactive comedy magic show and you can't get anybody to sit down, you are hosed. Hosed. Completely and utterly hosed. So this is a de-hosing. Which way are they going? How any other? I must find them, for I am their leader. Onward, my faithful steed! The McSmiley and I have gotten up to a lot of shenanigans back in California. And in fact, the McSmiley and his lovely lady got me my first birthday present from Faire, which is a black t-shirt. I used to see at the Hot Topic that would say, "Keep staring, I might do a trick." And when you're a magician and you wear that shirt, it takes on a whole nother meaning. Next song, though, is one that I actually liked so much. It's actually inspired by my friend Cameron. See, I have songs inspired by my friends. Cameron said to me via social media that they were 3 possums in a trench coat. And I thought, well, if 3 possums in a trench coat is funny, then 6 possums in a trench coat is freaking hilarious. And then my brain went, that sounds like I could do that to an English Beats song, I think. And I like it so much I wrote it, and then I asked Mel White to draw it, and Mel drew it. And somewhere about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, we named the Possums. Let's see if I can do this song now. All that buildup, I'd better not suck. I would like to apologize to the English Beat for what I did to their song. But yeah, it's like, mirror in the bathroom, possums in a trench coat. Well, crap, now I gotta write that. And behold the possums. Bridge, yes. Well, I've got to declare the bridge somehow, or I won't know that I'm doing it. You know, I mean, it's let's be honest about this. Somebody's got to know where the bridge is, and apparently I'm not always the one who knows. The next two songs are much of the same field because those of you who know me from way back when know that there's a place called Furry Muck, and know that I'm on there occasionally, still sporadically, and a place called Tapestries. I'm on there occasionally, still sporadically, as an old shaggy middle-aged bipedal lion named Rune, R-O-O-N, or a big shaggy Maine Coon named Mafu. Matthew, but it's always called Mafu by everybody else. So I started writing these songs, although this next one was actually, it's Anthro, but it is also inspired by a really nifty web cartoon called Cat's Cafe, which you can find on the Bookface and the Tumblr and all those other places those crazy kids post these things. Let me see if this is one. Yep, this one right here. Also known as one of Kay's favorite songs. There's a very early Grateful Dead, Jerry Garcia vibe to this. Maybe even a little tiny bit of Deep Purple. We'll see. Platypus, postman. Platypus, postman. Neither rain nor snow nor sleet nor hail can make the platypus postman fail. Even in a flood he's still not stuck, 'cause the platypus postman swims like a duck. Platypus postman. Platypus postman. Even through the mud they can't be beat, yeah, they never sink because of their web feet. Not a dog will chase him or leave a mark, 'cause the hounds are too darn confused to bark. Platypus postman. Platypus postman. In the coldest rain they won't demur, they're protected by their thick coarse fur. Of all the post carriers on the scene, only one of them is a mono tree. I said it! Platypus postman. Platypus postman. Platypus postman. Believe in the platypus postman. I wrote this sober. I think you all should know that. I wrote all these things sober. This is what my head is like all the darn time. Now, this is a fun song, and it's a cute cartoon, and I highly recommend Cat's Cafe to anybody out there who's looking for wholesome, good-feeling stuff, because I have been edgy and I've been wholesome, and let me tell you right now, wholesome is a lot easier to maintain than edgy is. Edgy, you got to keep pushing those boundaries farther and farther away. Wholesome, you say, okay, look, I'm just going to try and give people something to smile about and to feel good over, and we'll call it a day. And yes, Tina is correct. Hatchback, which is the possum that is Hatchback paying rent now? I don't know. Tina and Danica kind of got a lodger, a possum by the name of Hatchback, who somehow found its way into their house and lives under their dishwasher. I think it's a dishwasher or the refrigerator. It's one of those two. And Hatchback is the bottom possum on the stack of 6 possums in the trench coat from the previous slide. So there you go. Next song is I saw this cartoon. Well, actually, I saw this cartoon. I wrote Platypus Postman because of it. Oh, Hatchback moved out. Well, I hope Hatchback is happy wherever he wound up. And I wrote Platypus Postman, and then the cartoonist had the unmitigated temerity to draw me this one. I didn't draw it for me. I drew it for their audience. But I saw this, and it's like, you know, Kaiju coffee. That's kind of cool. And then I went and looked around, and there's, if you look up Kaiju coffee on the interwebs, there's like just one coffee place called Kaiju Coffee. And it's on, I believe, the African continent. Maybe Indonesia. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up again. But I saw this, and this came after a song which I'm not going to play today because it's so dumb, it actually causes my wife acute discomfort to be near it when I play it, and that's Cheesehenge. I will play Cheesehenge again one of these days, or in a gig where she's not there, because that way she doesn't have to worry about it. It's not that she hates the song, it's just really doesn't like to be around it when it's played. It's so dumb. But it got me into this kind of late 70s, or actually, yeah, mid 70s kind of rocker thing. Just a little bit of country rock in there. And this one is, I don't even call this. This is close to that Neil Diamond kind of vibe. That yeah, Jakarta, Indonesia. Thank you. It was Indonesia. I thought it was Indonesia. It was somewhere around there. So if you were opening up a coffee shop here in the U.S., you could probably open it up and call it Kaiju Coffee and not get sued. Just putting that out there, putting that out into the universe. I have so many bad ideas, I can't do them all. So this started out, is either an ad jingle for Kaiju Coffee or just a song about delivering coffee to giant mutant monsters. Kaiju Coffee, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Coffee helps them not fall asleep. From the depths of the sea to the city downtown, Kaiju gotta get up and start roaming around. But that decade-long slumber is real hard to shake off. What they need is a gallon of that bubbly black stuff. Kaiju Coffee, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Coffee helps them not fall asleep. Just because you're a giant don't mean that you don't have needs. Sometimes some liquid ambition helps you perform your deeds. You gotta level a city first thing in the AM. You need a tanker-sized latte, get you going again. Kaiju Coffee, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Coffee helps them not fall asleep. Giant robots need fuel, and then a Kaiju does too. You gotta have a big jolt from 10 gallons of brew. Kaiju cannot breathe fire if the stove isn't lit. Shut down a macchiato, and that flame will not quit. Kaiju Coffee, rising up from the deep. Kaiju Coffee helps them not fall asleep. Kaiju Pyro Blackout, thank you for coming. Good night. But that is not the last song. No. Oh, heavens forbid, no. Hey, Chris, you made it. Congratulations. The few, the proud, the people crazy enough to come in and check out my show during what is normally an incredibly inconvenient time slot. Especially if you're on the West Coast. But yeah, I usually do the show here, 4:30 to 5, because that's when I would normally be driving home from the day job at an explosion-related research place in an undisclosed location in San Antonio, Texas. But I'm working here from home most days, so I've been able to do these shows. I've been doing them Monday through Thursday with a couple of noted exceptions. Like this last Monday, Labor Day, I forgot I was going to do a show because I was in weekend mode. I don't do the shows on the weekends. So that's why show 100 happened today. Oh, Izzy. You want to talk about surf rock? I actually have a song called Goat Tube, which I have to multi-track and lay down a demo for, which is another surf rock song. Is that surf rock? It might be surf rock, as a matter of fact. Thank you, Izzy. You've actually given me a way to explain Kaiju Coffee, which I did not have before, which is good because my actual skill set in this area is minuscule. Tiny. Teeny tiny. The last song of Show 100 is a song I have used frequently to close out my shows. And there's a reason I use this song frequently to close out my shows, because it's just a song that is appropriate as hell. It is a fantastic song. It is a song, oh, the hats have gotten bigger. A song that I first heard back in Uncaffeinated Henry Rollins playing surf punk. I like it. I am totally going to use that, Izzy, and I am going to cite you on it. That's a pull quote is what that is. The last song for Show 100, which is not, I should make this clear, my last Troubadork show. No. I just want to mark this in a way, because doing 100 of anything is amazing. And part of my doing this show on a consistent basis is to get the air miles in, get the flight hours. So I know how to do this when we're ready to be gathered again in groups of more than 6 people. Because this is kind of where I'm going, Fairs, festivals, open mic nights, variety shows, what have you. I was very musical before I started doing the hattening. It's hattening! This last one is one I learned at Dickens Fair. And by Dickens Fair, I mean the Great Christmas Fair of Charles Dickens' Victorian London. As is the official name, Chris. Yeah, I know. Chris, Rick, I know. You know. I know, too. It sounds like a Victorian music hall song, and it isn't. But it is, I honestly believe, the greatest Victorian music hall song ever written. Turn off Kaiju Coffee there. Ever written in the late 20th century. Eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, a sailor came to Bertha's with a problem most severe. His manly pride had been atrophied by a voyage of 14 years. That's a long time. He ate a plate of mussels. Now he sings in a different key. His jibboom said, right, I'll be back there tonight, and he's not going back to sea. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. Well, a lady came to Bertha's who wanted a daughter or son. The doctors had said with a shake of their heads that she couldn't have either one. So she ate a plate of mussels and went home to her husband dear. She tuned up his croup, and to tell you the truth, they had triplets the very next year. So eat Bertha's mussels, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar, So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. They will cure your diarrhea, thank God, cure your constipation too. Just swallow a box for the chicken pox, for the measles, for the flu. So if you fancy a healthy life, get your daily dosage straight. A plate a day of Bertha's mussels, and you'll live till you're 98. So eat Bertha's mussels, sing, they're the best there is by far. You can eat them in the dining room, you can eat them in the bar. So when you're ashore in Baltimore and you fancy a bite to eat, just follow your nose to Bertha's and you'll be in for a rare old treat. And so we have come very close to the end of show number 100. Holy Mary, mother of cheese! Whose idea was this anyway? It was mine. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I have no idea how many people are actually watching this show right now, because all the things that are supposed to tell me how many people are watching are broken! Yay! Technology! Science! Yeah! The crowd goes wild. The crowd goes weird. You're my people. Of course you're weird. You're at least odd. Some of us are full goose bozo. Some of us are just a little eccentric. And it's, and that's good because y'all justify what I do. I really appreciate that a lot. Now, let's get a little paperwork out of the way, and then I gotta talk for a few more moments. So just, if you're watching this on the replay, you can probably fast wind through the next minute and a half. I don't know. Depends on how you want to go about it. But first and foremost, of course, we've got the tip jar. Hey, Baba! Wow. The tip jar over here, which is paypal.com/theadequate. And I want to thank Robert and Rick and Emily and Miranda for all tossing a few bucks into the bucket. Any money that goes into the tip jar, either through here or through Patreon, goes right back into the show. So that's why I have extra ukulele strings, and I have a better camera, and I have all this other stuff, including the Stream Deck, which allows me to push buttons most of the time. But I have 100 freaking songs here, so I had to manually go through some of that stuff. Oh, you've had T Martoonies there, Bubbas? Evil Overlord Bubba, dude. I hope you caught Eat Bertha's Mussels. If not, give it 5 minutes and then play it back, because by golly. For those of you who wish to support Adequacy in a more committed manner, you can go to patreon.com/theadequate as Anne, our brand new Patreon patron party on person, and Stephen and Rob and Alicia and Relly and BK and Kaylee and Richard and John and Brian and Lorene have all done. Holy crap, what's going on here? They encourage my behavior, and I really appreciate it. The idea is that you'd say, I'll throw him $1 every month, or I'll throw him $2 or more. And at the various levels, you get various stuff. Now, the $2 a month level, I gotta tell you this, is the world's cheapest advertising budget, because I will put your stuff on this crawl right here. Practical content and Paper Angel Press right there, see, are $2 a month Patreon party people. When you go up to 5, you get buttons and ebooks, and 10, you get physical books and all the other stuff, and you get the You're So Darn Smart benefit, which is you get to tell me to write a song about something. Then I have to write it and play it. Kaylee owes me a song subject. Just saying. The archives are over here at facebook.com and twitch.tv/TobiasTheAdequate. Facebook is at the Tobias the Adequate fan page, and I share it to that one every time I'm done here. Twitch.tv keeps about 2 weeks worth of stuff, but they do highlights, so I got to go in and kind of curate that some. YouTube is actually caught up to yesterday. I have to manually update the Troubadork playlist, but I'm getting better at that. So we'll see about that. So that's all the paperwork. And now, look, y'all. I cannot coherently express to you, in just words, how important it is that y'all watch this, come basically into my room. That's right, Bubba. The gauntlet has been thrown. So I want to express to you my love for you in a song of my people, a love song, a song that means so much in so few words, a song that causes me to speak in this completely unjustifiable accent, a love song I will sing to you now. Mortal Kombat! Thank you very much. You guys have been fantastic. I have been Tobias the Adequate. Some of you are now pulling your headphones off of your ears. Because I'm nuts. Let's be honest about this. It's your crazy friend Tobias. Also known as Matthew Laguerre, internet spokesmodel. Y'all have been wonderful. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. We will carry on doing this. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are kind of up in the air. There's a big conference thing, but they're going to hold it virtually. So I'm not sure if I got to be in that office the whole time or not. We'll find out. I'll keep y'all posted. Check the feeds. I'll try and promote the show on the Bookface and the Twitter. And we will carry on that way. And this is where we see the phenomenon known as the time lapse, because I'm using Restream. There's a slight delay between when I do something and when y'all see it. Facebook has about a 30-second delay. I think YouTube has, and Twitch have like a 10 or 15 second. But yes, that's you guys. Now the best part about this is if you're with me out at an event and I've got an instrument with me, and you know someone, you find someone out there at that event that you want me to sing the love song to, I will. Because I'm your crazy friend Tobias. Y'all have been fantastic. I have been Tobias the Adequate, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart, and vice versa, for encouraging my behavior. I will see you guys next time. Take care.